The scenario I've chosen for the private sale video is as follows. Your partner and yourself have recently secured job transfers back to your home state and are currently living with the parents. Between you are comfortably paying $650 a week in rent. You have $150,000 put aside for a home deposit. 6 months ago, you had pre-approval from the bank to borrow up to $500,000. You've not since spoken to the bank, however, your financial circumstances have not changed. You're looking for your own home to live in, at least 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Ideally, you would like walking distance to coffee shops, restaurants and the beach, a low-maintenance lifestyle property. So if I was an agent and I had an open for inspection, I would ensure that all prospective buyers that have attended my inspection would have their names, numbers and emails taken down. If they were interested in the property after me qualifying them, I would then ask them if they'd like a Section 32 sent to them. In the first meeting, I would qualify them with the following questions to establish their requirements. So I'll discuss 4 questions and why I would ask each of them. The first question I would ask is, why are you interested in buying a new property? I'd ask this to understand how serious they are, and also just the basic reason, whether it's financial, personal, and for example, I'd qualify from this scenario and understand that it's due to a job transfer, which means that ideally they're probably looking to move quite soon, because they would have to begin their new job. The next question I'd ask is, how many properties have you looked at? This would identify whether they are serious and are genuinely trying to find a property as soon as possible. The third question I'd ask is, do you have a particular property in mind? This would just establish their requirements. So if I ask that question, I know that from the scenario that they'd answer that they would want at least 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, walking distance to coffee shops, restaurants and the beach, and they would like it to be low maintenance. I'd also ask if anyone else is involved in the purchase. This would identify whether there's another income available for the deposit, and then give me, it would illustrate to me how much negotiating power I would have and how much they could possibly pay. I would then, either if they were interested in the property that they had seen, or I would encourage them to come to some of my other properties. As per the material provided, there's one property with the agent, David, in Mornington that I think would be really suitable for them. So whether they attended that one or I'd take them through to that one. Once that they agree upon a property and it's my property that I've got for sale, I would then begin negotiations. The negotiations are there to establish and agree upon the sale price, the conditions of sale, the chattels to remain on the property, the amount of deposit that will be provided, the settlement period and the terms of the sale. For example, with vacant possession, and all that sort of thing. I'll quickly read an example of a script for negotiation. So the salesperson, 3 people have looked at this car today and are thinking about purchasing the property for $550,000. I would then say to them, if you want this car, you're going to probably have to do better than that. Then the buyer would then say, okay, I could go to $555,000. The salesperson would then say, but this house is perfect for you. You wanted something that was low maintenance, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Don't just miss out for the sake of $5,000. The buyer then might say, okay, I'll split the difference with you, but $560,000 really is my absolute top offer. I'd then reply saying, okay, that sounds fair, but how about this? Add another $30,000, so it's $580,000. And we could discuss to have, so this would be something that I'd qualify, we could discuss to have a short settlement if they require the property quite soon due to their job transfer. When I am negotiating, the skills that I would ensure I am enforcing would be, I'd be professional and empathetic. I would respect the prospective buyer's point of view, any reasons that they would not want to negotiate further. I wouldn't cut them off. I'd be patient, and I would ensure that when I am speaking with them, I'm just being reasonable, friendly, and work together with them, not against them, to ensure that the best outcomes achieved for both the purchaser and the vendor. Once the offer has been placed, it would generally be verbal first of all, because I would have negotiated with them. I would then have to encourage it to be put in writing to be enforceable. So my agent responsibilities in regards to receiving an offer is that I'd have to prepare 5 copies of the contract of sale and the Section 32. The 5 copies will ensure an original copy for the agency, vendor, buyer, vendor solicitor, conveyancer, and the buyer solicitor or conveyancer. I would clearly explain the contract of sale of real estate, including the effect of it and the cooling off provisions and the Section 32 vendor statement. I would then take the deposit. This is what I'd be doing when the vendor has accepted the written offer. I would take the deposit, the initial, and ensure that the deposit is enough to cover the purchase cooling off fee. This would have all been negotiated before the written offer was provided. If there were any conflict in regards to the negotiations or when I pose the offer to the vendor, I would just ensure that, again, I'm being empathetic, I'm being understanding, professional, patient as well, and understanding this is quite a serious situation. And just ensuring that I'm, again, working for trying to get the best outcome for both the vendor and the purchaser. In regards to receipting the deposit, I have attached notes on the process, and I also attach more notes in regarding to the script that I use for the negotiations on the sale price, conditions, and the chattels, etc. Thank you.